I have wanted to be a teacher since junior year of high school when I unofficially became my English teacher's assistant, or TA. She was battling cancer, and I enjoyed tutoring my classmates and grading papers. My freshman year of college, again, my English Comp 1 teacher told me, "Don't become a teacher. This paper was grammatically incorrect in various places." Seeing the sea of red ink, we had to print out our own papers back in 2004. I was disheartened, but not shaken, because I wanted to be an English teacher. I worked hard to learn all I could about college level writing, and my last paper read, "Teachers don't give up on themselves as much as they fight for their students. You are a teacher." And I cried. Needless to say, I took that professor 5 more times during undergrad and learned so much from her. She inspired me to make sure the books I read and short stories I offered were diverse or were as diverse as my students. I knew then, all the hard work as an undergrad student, I was worth it. I held on to all the good I saw in teachers and the bad because it shaped my own way of teaching. If I had to go back, I would do it again, and I would still choose secondary education 6th through 12th grades because I hated elementary. Having worked 10 years in middle school and 3 gracious years in high school, I wouldn't change a thing. I was an English Language Arts ELA teacher for 10 years with inclusion English as a Second Language ESL and special education SPED, and transitioned to a full bilingual ELA teacher in high school and realized my expertise and training in childhood had prepared me for this all along. I would change how much I should have fought for a new mentor teacher during my student teaching period. I had an insufferable assignment, and I know now that as much as I would advocate for my students, I should have advocated for my student teaching placement, because that experience and what you learn through it matters. So that first meeting, if it starts with, "You can't teach my honors kids because you'll ruin the end of my year growth," go to your advisor and ask for a change. You deserve a pleasant student teaching experience with someone who will allow you to see the joy I've always seen in teaching. The joy comes from the students, the aha moments when you see it all click in their minds, the out of the blue profound connections to previous lessons, the laughter to some jokes made in the room that weren't disruptive but added to the lesson, the need to reflect on lack of student motivation and continued growth. All this brings joy. Yes, politics will sour some days and mounds of paperwork we have to do for end of the year closeouts and through the year tracking. But the joy outweighs it all. And that's why I wouldn't change my decision. I think of educators who rallied for integration, who fought for immigrant student rights, who war cried behind banned books, and think, they too had it hard. I can do this. And in 13 years, boy, has it changed. But my heart hasn't, and the best thing you can do is roll with it and stay away from the nagging negative Nancys. You'll hear them, and yes, you can re-spark their joy too. It's contagious. Don't let anyone discourage your calling, because we were called into this profession. And if you know that, journey on, because only you can succeed in that journey. Hi, my piece of advice would be this: the gratification, the validation, long term, you probably might not see how infinite it is. But you will see the short term gains, the aha moments, the light bulbs, the academic progression, all those things that can happen within one school year. And maybe you'll even see their progress, 1 to 2 years later within your same school. But I want to add that your influence is infinite. It will be infinite. You just have to know that it's happening. I have adults who tell me, and other educators, how influential they've been in their lives, but they only realize it after they're adults or after they have their own children, and then they see how pivotal that one teacher was in their lives. So don't get discouraged if you don't see it right away, but it is happening, and the seeds are there and they will grow. So stay faithful.
Okay. Hi, new teachers. I am sharing what advice I would give you as you're coming into this education world. And my number one advice I would want new teachers to remember is just because you learned it that way doesn't make it right. And that is based off of all the experiences that you may have had in education that did not make you feel seen, heard, or validated in the classroom. Remember that feeling and be sure not to pass that feeling on to children that sit in front of you. Bye-bye.